What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Jefton Jones.
And Courtney.
And look, today we're going to be talking about which woman comes first in my life. So, check it out. I seen this meme floating around Facebook, and it pretty much had an image of my wife, my mother, my sister, my baby mama that I don't have, and there was my daughter. And so the question was, who comes first and in what order? And so I got to thinking about it. I'm like, okay, my wife should come first because that's bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. So she should come first. But then I got to looking at the other women on those images, and I got to thinking, my mom has always been there since day one. My sister I'm only gonna get one more sister knowing my parents, and I'm only gonna get one mother. And then I look at my wife and my daughter and the baby mama that I don't have, and I get to thinking, well, what order should they really go in? So, got to thinking, and I determined that my wife would come first because I'm scared of her.
Regardless, the wife should always come first.
Yeah, honestly, look, I think that my wife should come first. Reason being is because my daughter's gonna get older one day. She's gonna marry the man of her dreams one day. She's gonna get out of this house and start her own family, and we will be there to support her. My mother recognized that as her baby boy, I would grow older one day and eventually have to go out, find my own family, and spend the rest of my life with my wife and my family. And so I would probably put wife first, then daughter, then mother, then sister, then baby mama. Now that's just my personal order because of where I'm at in my life. So that was my perspective as a male. What's your perspective as a woman? If you had to choose between your husband, your father, your son. So
like the way you said it, I think that's a very biblical response. But others that we asked that question to said that the mom should be first. AKA Jefton's mom said that she should be first, and then me, and then Cassidy. And so that doesn't really make sense to me. And the only reason why I'm saying no to your mom being first.
So what's your perspective?
I'm getting to that though.
Okay.
The only reason why I'm saying no to that is because look, I'm taking care of your son. I'm working every day, making sure, and he's working every day, of course, making sure that we have a roof over our shoulders, our bills are paid, you know, our daughter's taken care of. Like, I'm picking up a lot of those responsibilities. On top of that, I was the one that committed my life to this man because I feel like God had ordained it. Like, she didn't have a choice. You know, she had a baby and out came Jefton, you know what I'm saying? Where I had a choice to say, okay, I don't know if I want to be with him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and same with Jefton. Like, you know, you had a choice to say who you wanted your wife to be, right?
What's your perspective? You have your father, you have your husband, you have your son, and you have your baby daddy.
Okay.
And you have your brother.
Okay, I don't have a baby daddy, but
and you don't have a brother, but this.
I don't have a brother, but
so,
if my sister was my brother, it would be like the same direction like you. Like, it'll be my husband first. And then it will be my son, and then it will be my mother.
Your father.
My father, and then it would be my
brother.
My brother.
And then it would be your baby daddy.
And then it would be my baby daddy. But I feel like, yeah, it would be my baby daddy.
Now, some people in the comments said that the baby mother or daddy.
Or the baby should be first.
Right. I seen some people that said the baby should be first. I seen some people that said the baby mama should be second. And I was like, man, second. And then I asked them to explain, and they pretty much said it's because that is your your child's mother. And so you have to make sure that they are set up the right way in order to make sure that your child is set up the right way.
But what if the baby mama married?
Exactly.
Like,
and
what if she got her own family too?
Exactly. And so that is why we have all of these different perspectives, and that is why Courtney and I choose to take our perspective and our worldviews straight from God's Spirit and His Word. That is why it makes life so much easier for us when we submit our will and we decide to choose the Word over our own thoughts and ambitions. The Word talks about how the man must leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife. And so that's exactly what I did. I grew older one day and I left my parents and I found my wife. We then got married, and then we had a child, in that order. My mother and my father were very receptive of that, and they recognized that. And so we choose to do it the biblical way because we know that it's the best way. But what happens is, a lot of times people choose not to do it the biblical way, and they find themselves having baby daddy, baby mama, whatever the case may be.
Or if you put your child first, your child grow up and do their own thing, you're gonna be like lost, and you're not gonna know who your spouse is because you've dedicated so much time to your child.
A lot of single mothers do that with their sons and their daughters. They make them their best friends. They make them their, essentially, and I've even noticed this, some single mothers make their sons be like the man of the house. They make them like be their man, almost, in a sense. It's like, I'm the woman and you the man of the house, and that's how it's gonna be. And they look at their children in that light. And so when that boy or that girl gets older, they tend to think that that is how a family should be, a mother and a son. And you don't have to be with your significant other.
But honestly, Justin, like, I came from, well, like the first part of my life, my mom was single until she remarried. But when she was single, I had to put on a lot of responsibilities. It was just me, my mom, and my sister, and I had to take on a lot. And so, you know, for those people, for those single mothers to do that, like, that's normal and it's very common.
But that shouldn't be normal, and that shouldn't be common.
Right. Your kid should
I
be a
would wish
kid,
that it
but,
would never be that way.
You know,
I wish that there was no such thing as separation or divorce.
Yeah.
You know, but unfortunately we live in a world where it is, and so that causes a lot of trauma, that causes a lot of heartache, that causes a lot of separation, anxieties, and things of that nature, all types of things. And so we choose to do it the biblical way. And I would challenge you to do it the biblical way as well. Look, life, it runs its course on us. Things happen, separations happen. But if you can choose to turn that thing around and do it the biblical way in deciding to choose your spouse first and foremost, as you build your family, you will choose your child secondly, and then you will gain that respect from your mother and your father so that they could be the next person in your life. And then if you have a brother or sister, whatever the case may be, brothers and sisters, you'll choose them, and then you would choose the baby's mother or father. And so that was our order, but we want to hear from you. We put this post on Facebook and we got all different types of comments, so we're going to utilize this platform and see what you all think. What order should it be in? Who should come first, and what does the order look like? So if you enjoyed this video, I need you to like, share, subscribe, and if you love our content, continue to show us some love and uplift us, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.